This seed, you're going to spawn in this large plains biome right here with a lot of flat area right next to spawn for building. So as you can see, you got a bunch of flat area right there. If you go over in that direction, you have even more right here, some more over there. You have the sakura tree biome at the top over there. And if you continue following this area, you got some more flat area right here to work with. And up here as well, you have a good amount of flat area to work with right there. And you have a ruined portal close to spawn, which is over there. And a large coastal feature right here with a pretty big body of water right there. This seed is a great seed for building. You have a large flat area right at spawn for you to build. You got some more flat area on the other side of the river right there. On the other side over here, you have even more plains with more flat area to build. You got a large forest right here. You got a structure that's in the water of a pretty large body of water, so more areas for you to potentially build whatever the heck you want to build. And it's not just one structure. As you can see, it's 1, 2, 3. 3 of those structures right there, which I think is pretty cool. You got savanna over there. You got jungle off in the distance over in that direction, which does provide you a good amount of different types of trees for you to utilize in your build. This snow seed is a really good spot for building. You have a large flat area right here in the snow plains biome. You have some more flat area to work with right there. Over here on the other side of this little forest, you have a small village. And if you go back over here, you have another village. So that's 2 villages really close to spawn. And on the other side of this river, you have a small flat area right there. So overall, a lot of flat area to work with in this snow seed, a couple villages nearby, and some hills if you want to build around there. This seed is going to have you spawning in between a couple of mountains with a little bit of flat area right at spawn. If you go further down this little valley between the 2 mountains, you have a lot more flat area to work with right over here, as you can see. And you got some more over here for building. And you have a sakura biome over there on top of that hill. You got the mountain right here. You got a small mountain right here with some sakura trees right there as well, with a little bit of more flat area to build on right there. However, if you go on the other side of this mountain, that's where you spawn, there is a mansion. So you got a lot to work with if you want to build something pretty cool in this seed. This is a massive flatland area right at spawn. Really good seed for building. You have 2 hills, one with some sakura trees on them. So if you really like sakura trees, we'll take a look up there. As you can see, there's quite a few of them. You got some more flatland area over here with some more sakura trees over off in that direction. However, if we turn behind spawn, you will have a massive body of water with a bunch of little islands in the middle. And you do have a couple, is it at least, yeah, okay, just one structure right there, close to one of the islands, which is pretty cool. And on the other side, you do have more landmass, pretty good size chunk of land over in that general direction. So really good seed for building. This is a perfect snow seed for building. You got a lot of flat area right at spawn. You got an ice spike biome right behind you. If you look over there, you got a little flat area right there with a village next to a forest. You got some mountains in the surrounding as well. You got some more flat area right there. And as you can see, you got more flat area over here and some hills over in that general direction. So overall, just a really, really good spot. You do also got some more flat land area over here. Not quite an island, but pretty close. And you do have an outpost tower right over there as well. So really cool. This seed spawns you on a snow plains biome right here with a decent amount of flat area right at spawn. If you look over here, you have a large forest hill region with a frozen river going in between, which is pretty cool. On the other side of the hill that's right next to spawn, got a little flat area on the top of the hill, and you got more flat area on the other side of the hill, and then it'll go a little bit lower, and then you got even more flat area. And then you go a little bit lower, and then you have where the heart of the village is with a little bit of flat area right there next to a frozen river. And if you look a little bit over in that direction, you do have a pillage tower. So you have a A lot of flat area to work with spread out throughout this little snow plains area right next to a village. This is a really good seed for building. You have a lot of plains biome in the surrounding area, decent amount of flat area right here. You got a large body of water in this general direction, more flat land area right here. Across the river, you got a little village with some more flat land area right there. You got some mountains off in the distance. You got some snow area or snow forest off in that direction as well. More hills. And if we follow over here, you got more flat area to work with close to the village. And you just keep following the river and you get more flat areas to work with on top of the hills, alongside the rivers, and another village with even more flat area right next to it. And if you come over here, you got some more flat area to work with on top of this hill. So overall, a lot of great areas for you to pick and choose from for building. You got a massive flat land area right here. You got a lot of plains area right here and some flat areas right there. Down below, you got some as well. If you turn around, you got a lot of forest with a variety of different trees for you to utilize right next to a river. But if you come over towards the village, you got more flat area, and it just keeps on getting more and more flat. You got a lot area right here, and it goes into the sandy area, which is also flat. But this part of the plains area, it gets even more flat, which is really, really good for building. You do have a little bit higher up elevation, then it flattens off again, then it goes up a little bit higher, flattens off again, and then you just have this pretty massive area right next to the village and spawn of just great real estate for building. This is a pretty decent sized desert area with a lot of flat area right there at spawn to work with. You do have a large body of water relatively close to spawn. If you look over there, you do have some Mesa Badlands over in that general direction. More flat area to work with right here. If you come over here, you have more flat area to work with right here. You do have more Mesa over there. However, if you come over here more, you're going to have some more flat area to work with, but the most important part is that jungle off in the distance right there, because that's where you're going to be getting a lot of your wood from, because there's not any wood in this area right here. And if you come closer to the jungle, you will see this pretty decent flat area right here, which does have a pretty good scenery in the nearby area. So if you wanted to build something there, you wouldn't have much work to do, as it's already flat for you to build whatever the heck you want to build there. Just look at that spawn. You got a really great view and a decent flat area right there. If you turn around, you have a large body of water, so you're on the coast. And if you go along the coast, you'll have more flat area to work with, as you can see here. And if you just keep going alongside here, you have a lot to work with. And you have some stone areas up there that has a good amount of flat area to work with. However, on a lot of these hills, like right over here, you have more flat area for building, more flat area down there for building. So if you wanted to build like a little port or dock or something right there, on that mountain right there, or at least on the cliff area right here, as you can see, you got a decent amount of flat area to build right here and up there. And it gets better even up on top of this mountain or hill. More there, even a larger area up here. You got a sakura tree biome to the left, and you just got more flat area to work with. Look at that. That's really, really cool. And then you also got a really great view as well, as you can see. You're going to have a massive plains biome right at spawn that has a lot of great area for building. You have the sakura trees over in that general direction. You have a nice large body of water right there. You got a lot of flat area right here to work with. And if you come over here, you got a nice little lake that kind of goes into like ravine. Then it kind of has this little feature coming from the large body of water right there. So pretty cool there. Got a lot of flat area here and just all along this waterway or large body of water. And look at that. Just lots of great real estate for building. And you do have a little village nearby. So overall, really good seed. This is a perfect island seed. As you can see, decent amount of flat land right at spawn with quite a few trees on this side of the island. Got some more flatland area right up here. You got a little bit more over here. Some more over by that sandbar and that plains area over there. Got a little lava lake. And on top of this part of the hill, you do have a good amount of flatland area to work with. You do have another nearby island right there and some mainland area over there. Or if you just want a lot of water, as you can see, you got a lot of water surrounding there as well. So if you want scenery, build on this side of the island. If you want to explore on the mainland, there you go. This is a massive flatland seed. You have water all around you except for down that path. You do have a little bit of beach area right here with a good amount of flat area right here. You do have some land over in the distance over in that general direction, but just as you can see, flat area all around here. You do have a ruined portal. If you go that direction, you have more flatlands. If you come down this hill over here, you have more flat areas down here. And just keep falling over down to that direction. That area all over there has a good amount of flat area. On top of this hill, we have more flat area. So you can basically pick anywhere on this little peninsula and you'll have a great building location. And on top of that, you have a little small ravine right there if you want to incorporate that into your build. But yeah, overall, really, really good seed for building. This is one of the best massive flatland areas. As you can see, you got a large flat area right here, right by spawn. You got this nice little lake right here with a lot of flat area all around it. Really, really good starting location. And if you come over in this general direction, you have even more flat area to work with. And pretty much alongside that river right there. And a village off in the distance right over there. You come over here, you got more flat area to work with there. You got more plains and flat areas over there to work with. And you got another village over here, which if we lower down here, as you can see, has a lot of flat area to work with. Really, really good seed for building if you don't really want to have to deal with massive mountains or hills or trees in your way constantly. And you do have a ruined portal off into the distance right there with even more flat plains area right alongside this river. This seed's going to spawn you on a hill that has a lot of flat areas on top of it. It might not look like a hill, or you might be thinking that's a hill, but this whole area is just one big hill, which I think is pretty cool because it has a lot of little flat areas spread throughout this area, this whole area right here. And I think you can kind of see it when I look back there. You have a sakura tree biome right there. You have a normal forest area over there with some snow-covered trees over in that general direction. If we head back up this hill, you can see more and more flat area right here. Got some over there. You got some more over here. And this right here, I think, is a really good building location. As you can see, overlooks that whole area right there. A river, flat plains with a village, 2 more hills. So if you don't like this hill, you can build on one of those because they have a decent amount of flat area over there as well. So just a really, really good building seed in my opinion. You are going to spawn in this village, which has a large body of water right here. You got some land over there. Got a little docks right here, which is very good for scenic. And in the village, or by the village, you have a lot of flat area to work with right there. Got some more up on this little hill right here. Got some more by this body of water. And if you go over here, you have a lot more flat area to work with. I'll even drop down, as you can see. Really, really good. You come over here, you got a small little lake with a little bit more flat area on this little island, which is pretty cool. And you got this pretty good sized hill with a lot of flat area on top of it for building, as you can see, just all around there. You got some forest on that part of the hill. And if you come over here, you have even more flat area. So overall, you just got a lot of flat area to work with the village spawn and a large body of water. A lot of good scenic areas for you to choose from for whatever you decide to build. This seed's going to spawn you in a very precarious spot. It is going to be in a desert biome, but it's going to spawn you in this general area, which, if you're not careful, you could fall through here and potentially die really quickly. As you can see, it's a mine shaft cave system right below spawn. And you do have a large body of water relatively close to spawn as well. That is where you're going to get your wood from. So you have trees and jungle area over in that general direction. However, you do have a lot of flat area to build in this desert. You're going to have to move a little bit away from spawn, but as you can see, you got a decent amount of flat area here to work with. You come up over here, you got some more on top of this hill. Doesn't require much terraforming. Off into the distance, you will have a desert pyramid, and there's some more flat area right here. And then if you go in this general direction, you're going to have a decent amount of flat area for building in this mesa biome on top of these hills and mountains. And in the middle, right around there, if you come to the other side, you got a little island that is relatively close to that rune portal right there. That has a decent amount of flat area to build upon there as well. So really good building location there. So just a lot of like really good building location. So if you're a fan of little islands like that, desert or mesa biomes or badland biomes, this is a really, really good seed for that. As you can see, a lot of flat area to work with right here. We got a bit of a hybrid seed going on here. You're going to spawn in this general area right here, right next to this large forest area. It's partially in the regular plains biome and partially in the snow biome. However, if we turn around over here, you got a lot of flat area to work with in this snow plains biome. There's just a ton and ton. Like, watch, I'll drop down here. As you can see, you got a lot of flat area to work with. You got some frozen rivers over here. So if you like building there, there you go. Now, if we head back closer to spawn, you're going to come across something that's, I think, pretty cool, in that you got a decent amount of flat snow plains area right next to a regular plains biome. So it's like, if you like building in the flat plains area right here, look at that. Very cool. And if you want a little bit of a flat snow area, you don't have very far to go. Whoops. There you go. You don't have much distance to go, and more over in that general direction as well. So if you want to build a base there for when you feel like playing in this area, you can do so. If you want to build a base over there, and then just go back and forth at your own leisure. So really, really solid hybrid flatland seed for you to build on. You are going to spawn in a massive plains biome. There's a large flat area plains biome right here. As you can see, you got some forest over in there with some flat area right close to spawn right here. You got a little bit more flat area on top of this hill. If you come over in this direction, you are going to see a lot of flat area more on this side. As you can see, you are going to have to be careful because there are going to be little holes like that and some ravines over in that general direction where you can end up falling through. But overall, you just got a lot of flat area to work with. Really, really good building seed. A lot of wide open plains area. You do have a little lake right there, which I think looks pretty cool. So you can end up building a nice little settlement or base right here next to that little lake. And for the extra bit of pretty cool factor right there is on that hill, you can see a village. It is a little forest village on top of that hill, which, you know, could be interesting to check out. But yeah, just overall, really, really good seed for building. You are going to spawn along this coastal area. You have a lot of water right there. If you turn around, you got a little beach area and a large plains biome with a ton of flat area to work with, as you can see. Now, if you come over here, you got a little bit more flat area, and it will go this way all the way up to over here. You got a little valley area right here that has a decent amount of flat area. And in between these hills, you got a little bit of flat area right there. But this is a really good building spot, as you can see. Decent flat area on top of this little hill. Really, really cool. And if you continuously come over here, you have even more flat area for you to work with. And you do have this pretty good mountain formation right here. So you got something that's pretty nice to look at if you like these kinds of seeds. And you do have a little flat area right here. So if you want to build your base next to this area on this little flat area right here, you can do so. You are going to spawn on a large beach. It has a decent amount of flat area for building. You do have a little forest nearby with a couple different types of trees right there. You also have a large body of water for exploration or just scenery. And on this part of spawn, you have a large plains biome. You have a pillage tower over there, which is honestly really cool. You have more flat area right in the center part of this little land. You got some more over there. And over there, you have a couple small islands in view of this pillage tower right here. Small little ravine, which is honestly pretty cool. Got more beach over here for building. Got a little flat island right here, so if you want to build there. And over here, you got even more flat area for building and an abandoned village with a forested hilltop right there. So overall, really, really good flat seed for building. This is a really good seed for building. You're going to spawn on a hill, as you can see. And if you come over here, you got a decent amount of flat area for building right here. If you come to this part of the hill, you got a village off in the distance with a lot of flat area at the base of this hill, and even a little flat area on that part of land right there, and a large body of water. So really good building locations there, but it gets even better. If we come back up this hill, you will see we even got more flat area in between these sakura trees right here, which is a really good building location in my opinion. But if you want it a little bit better, just come here. You could clear a couple trees here or right there even, and you could end up building right in between these sakura trees, which would be really, really cool. And if you come down over here, you have even more flat area to work with, and another sakura tree biome right over there with even more flat area to work with. So just a lot of great building locations in the seeds, either by the village, the coast, or in the sakura tree biome on top of this hill. Just really good seed overall. You're going to spawn by this plains village. You got a decent amount of flat area right at spawn. You got some more flat area off in this direction, and I'll get to that in a bit. And if you go on top of this hill, you have a pretty good amount of flat area right here if you want to build upon it. You have a large forest area, and if you go down the hill, you got more flat area, although not as much as to where I'm about to show you, which is right here. You got a little island here. It might not look like an island if you were paying attention earlier, but yeah, it's an island, and you got quite a bit of flat area all throughout this little island that we have. And if we focus on the top of the hill, you do have a pretty cool sakura tree biome. And as you can see, this is what makes it an island. You got this little bridge area thing that you thought was a bridge. I did at first, but no, it's an island. And you could build something up here and plant a bunch of sakura trees on this island and turn it into a sakura island, which I think could be, honestly, pretty cool. You will spawn in a massive plains biome. You got a lot of flat area to work with, like right there. If you come over here, you got a little bit more flat area to work with. However, along this flat area right here, you have a pretty cool crater, which has a little swimming pool with water just kind of flowing over, which I think looks pretty cool. So this could end up being like a really cool build right here. If we head over towards this mountain, you have more flat area here, some right there, and pretty much all along that water area right there, up right next along that mountain, which is pretty cool. And if you come over here along this river, you have even more flat area, a lot of great area for building, and a ruined portal with more flat area around there. And that whole area right there, just really, really good. Just look at that. And you have a little village with flat area on the village side, and on the opposite side of the river you have a little bit of flat area to work with. You have a pillager tower right next to the ice spike biome and some snowy snow plains biome over in that general direction. So you have a lot to choose from for where you want to pick to build. Like really, really good flat areas for building.